Hey, I'm Samin and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be learning about Kali Linux and its useful commands. By the end of the video, you will have a solid foundation in using Kali Linux for various cybersecurity and ethical hacking tasks. So let's get into it. So if you think that your Linux version looks different, it's because my version is Debian 11 Bullseye and your might be the Debian 64-bit version. That's why mine looks different. So today we will look at the basic commands of Linux we will need as an penetration tester. So you can see that this is the terminal, so we will use the terminal to use our command. So I'm pressing the terminal, and as you can see that the username is Samin, that's me, and this is how the command the terminal looks. And so the first command we'll be looking at is so before before looking at the commands, we will look at what is the dollar sign means. So the dollar sign basically means that you are the non-root user. So what is the non-root user? There are two kind of users, that one is non-root and another is the root user. So the root user is basically the uh, super user, or he has the ability to do and read every kind of file. So there are some file permissions we will see later on, but the basically the root user has can do everything, and a normal user sometimes cannot do everything he wishes to. So the dollar sign basically means that you are the non-root user, and when you will be the root user, you will see that a hash will come around before the command line. So if you want to see that how it looks, so I can so basically you need to write sudo and su. So sudo basically means super user do, and it's wanting for the password, so I'll give him the password. So you can see that now I'm the root user, and there is a hash beside me, so basically it means that I'm the root user. So now if you want to go back to the previous version or the normal user, you'll just need to write sudo your username, that's Samin. So no, you will need to write basically su and Samin. So now we have become the normal user. So we'll look at the basic commands now. So the first command will be basically pwd. So this basically means print working directory. So it will show us that which directory we are in. So we can see that we are in the home directory, and the Samin is the username, as you can see. So if you think that you are not understanding, so I can show you the graphical user interface. So basically we are in this directory called home, but we are using the terminal to use the command. So basically we are in the home section. So the next command we'll be looking at is cd. So basically this means that cd basically means change directory. So suppose as we can see, there are directories called burp suite and desktop documents. So suppose we want to go to the desktop uh, directory, so we'll just do cd desk and desktop, as you can see that we are basically now inside this document directory. So by so basically we are inside this directory right now, and if we want to go back to the home from the desktop directory, so we just need to write cd and 2 cd space 2. So now we are in the home directory. If we print a pwd, as you can see we have gone to the previous version, and that's home/zamin. So if you want to, so the next command is ls. It basically means that list, and you can see that we can see the all the directories in this command line of this graphical user interface we can see, and this is the command line version of the ls. So basically ls basically means that we are listing all the directories. So suppose you want to create a file, so you want to create a file, so you have to just use this command touch and the name of your directory or file you want to create. So suppose I want to create a file named test.txt. So you can see that there is a file created named test.txt, and if we want to see what inside the file, so we want to just write cat test.txt. As you can see it's blank because we haven't written anything inside the file. So now I will talk about two of the most famous or the most used text editors. So the first one is a bit easier than the next one. Both are easy, but there are some functionalities we need to know. So the first one is called Nano. So suppose I want to write in the file we created, so we'll just use the nano test.txt. Nano test.txt. So as you can see that this is the text. So suppose I just want to write anything, 1 2 3 4. So how can we save this file, right? So we just need to press Ctrl O, and after that we just need to press the Ctrl X button to exit. Ctrl O, Ctrl X, and if we get our text right, we can see that the things we written can be seen. So this is how you can write. And another one I'm talked about is the Vim editor. So if we want to use the Vim, we'll write Vim test.txt. So this is the Vim editor. So it's nothing to worry about. So you can see the signs. Basically it means a new line. The signs basically means the new line. So if you want to write something in the Vim editor, so you first need to press I, and it means that it means insert. So now you can write something. before that you cannot. So suppose I want to write vim editor, and the signs doesn't mean anything. It means that it's a blank line, so you can see you can write anything. It basically means your blank line. And suppose how do you save the file in a vim editor? So you just need to press escape. First press escape, then colon WQ. So you just need to press first escape, then colon WQ. WQ basically means write and quit. So if we get our test.txt right now, we can see that it has got edited, and it has got the things we written in the vim editor. So this is all about the text editors. Now we will look, there are two commands that it's called head and tail. So if you use head test.txt, it will show you the first 10 lines of your editor, and if we use the tail command, it will show us the last 10 lines of the commands. So suppose you want to make a folder on this directory, right? So how do you do it? You used touch to create a file, but for creating a folder we will use mkdir. So it basically means make directory 1 2 3. So you can see that it has made a directory named 1 2 3. So we have learned that how we can make a directory. So we'll now learn how to copy a file. So the command is, so let's assume we want to copy this file and get the file into this folder. So we have to write cp, the name of the file we want to copy, test.txt, and the folder we want to copy in it. So the name of the folder is 1 2 3. So if we look inside the folder or the directory, we can see that the file has been copied over. So this is how we can copy a file. And what about moving a file? So assume that we want to move this test.txt into this directory or any other directory. Suppose we want to move it into the desktop directory. So now we need to write this command mv. This basically means move test.txt, the name of the file we want to move, and the directory we want to move the file into. So if we write this command, this test.txt will get into this desktop directory. So as we can see, it's in this desktop directory, and we can see it also here. So this is how we move a file in Kali Linux. And so now in the previous commands we have written in a text editor. So suppose we want a specific word or a specific alphabet we want to see from the text editor. How do we do it? So first we need to, like, if we run this command nano test.txt, we can see that we have written some words. So suppose I am writing here the word cat. Okay, so I am going to now save this with Ctrl O and press then Ctrl X. So it's saved now. So suppose we want to see uh, the only the word cat from this text file. How do we do it? So the thing we need to do is right now is it's called concatenating, or the symbol used is called piping. So we need to use this command cat test.txt, and we need to use the sign pipe or concatenate, and grep, and the word we want to see. Suppose we want to see this command cat, the cat we just written in the text editor. So this is how we do it. So we're seeing that it's only showing us the cat. So suppose we want to see specific alphabet from the file. So we need to do, all we need to do is cat g p and d. So I've used cat test.txt, then pipe, then grep d, and then I've used another pipe, grep, then switch command I and D. So basically what I'm doing is, as we know that Linux is case sensitive, so if we just run this command without using this set of values, the Linux will only show us the lower letter of the D. But we want to see every data, even if the D is in the capital letter or the lower letter, we want to see it. So this is how we do it. We first get the file or the file we want to see, the content of the file we want to see. So this is test.txt. Then we are piping with grep and D. So this is the alphabet we want to see, but this will only show us the uh, alphabet with this not the capital letter, so only the lower letter. So we need to see the capital letter also. So we need, for that we need to use this switch command I, which means that we need to ignore the gains sensitivity of this Linux, and we also want to see the capital letter D. So as you can see, it's also showing the lower letter D and also showing the capital letter D. So this is how we grep a command, and this is very useful for us when we do some penetration testing of stuff. The grepping is used in many cases. So the next thing we can see is, or take help from this command line is suppose we want to use a command but don't know how to use it, or suppose we just need to know how the command can be used. All we can do is we'll write the command. Suppose this is the command cat, and we need to know how to use this command. We'll only write help, and it will show us how the what is cat and how to use cat. So cat the command and dash dash help. And another way we can also get help is man cat. This will also show us valuable information about the command. And after that we can also see, if we press the arrow key of our alphabet, we can see the previous commands, and if we use the down key we can also see commands we have used before. After that we can use the command history. It will show us the command we have used so far. So these are the command I have used in this command line so far. So this is also very useful command. So if we want to see what process are running on our Linux system, we can use this command ps. It will show all the processes running very detailed way in our Linux system. So this is helpful if you want to know more about processes. So now we will learn about how to zip and unzip a file and how do we do it in Linux system. So suppose I want to zip the file test.txt. So how do I do that? So I need to write this command zip 1234 dot zip. This is the name of the file, or the name of the file it will be zipped into, and the file. Now I will write the name of the file I want to zip. So this is the name of the file I want to zip. As you can see that it has given me the zip version of this file 1234.zip. so this is how you zip a file in Linux from command tool. And if we can you can see that this is the test.txt. So how do I unzip it? So for unzipping it, we just need to use unzip 1234.txt. Unzip 1234.zip. So now we need to press yes, and it will unzip it and replace it in the test.txt. So this was how you can do zip and unzip in Linux. So the last thing we can see is how we can see our IP of the system. So this is very useful also. So the way we can see is ifconfig. If we write ifconfig, it will show us all the information about our system. So as you can see, this is the IP we are in now using now, and this is a net mask subnet. Basically it means subnet. So this is very important information for a penetration tester. So these were some basic Linux commands we use every day in our Linux journey. So these are some useful commands. So these were some very useful commands you learned today, and these will really help in your Kali Linux journey or your penetration testing journey, because we don't need all the commands that are present there. We just need a few of them, and we just really need to get used to it and use Linux on a daily basis. So it will give us confidence if we operate Linux every day, and we use the command line. And the more you practice, the more you will be better in using Linux for various purposes. So this is all for today. I will be back with some more videos. So till then, goodbye.